Oh yeah, here we go. Good evening, Roger and Dragonfly. Glad he could join in. Seen Heidi Pop just jumped off. I was lurking over on her channel, seen quite a few of you over there. Hola, Chi. Yeah, I didn't pop in. Sometimes I don't pop into the chat depending on what's going on here at the shop. But I did hang out. It was good to see the panel there. And there's Smoochie. Hola, Smoochie. Yeah, I thought we'd jump on really quick. It's Saturday. What's up, Javier? Hanging out with the bro here. I've had a pretty good day at the shop overall thus far. And thank goodness. Yeah, Saturdays are always interesting here. You always get the weekend crowd. And my brother just had a couple friends come in that he hasn't seen in years. So it was a surprise for him. And that's always cool. It happens a lot here. People get word. I've had a few friends that I haven't seen in a long time. Actually, Butcher, the artist, was here earlier. And he was one of those. Hadn't seen him in over 20 years. Jeez. It's always a trip running into people after that amount of time. And hopefully they're doing good. And hopefully you're doing good as well. Yeah, it's been let's see, weather was pretty decent, sun was out, got pretty warm there for a bit, starting to get chilly now that the sun's going down. How's everyone's day been? Everyone enjoying the weekend out there? I've been so far. It was a wild night last night in the city, all types of crime and stuff going on. I don't know if anyone out there caught the live, but we were up till about 2 in the morning. And we were checking out what was going on in the city through one of the stringers that was streaming, and we were streaming a little bit of their stream, and we seen that they passed by actually towards the end of the stream last night. We're talking about old world Brazil, Pelourinho, Bahia, Brazil. Hopefully you caught that. If not, check it out. There's a salute to Mr. Gray Owl. Yeah, it was a fun little dive into that part of Brazil and just all the historical stuff there. There was a whole lot, and it was interesting because I had been there a couple times and never looked at it with the old world vision that we got now. So I was like, you know what? Let's go back over there. Shared a few video clips that are also available on the channel here. Those were what, maybe a few years back. maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more. Time's been moving so fast for me, it's crazy. What's up, William? Good day on the Gulf Coast, right on. Does it look like this? That's how I imagine the Gulf Coast has this weird, almost like a silvery. I've never been, but from the images that I've seen, it seems to have like this kind of silvery look to it. Yes, they are, Smoochie. And there is Gustavo. ¿Qué onda, Gustavo? And Chris there. Sunny in Fortuna in Tuna Town. And Chris, I mentioned you on the live last night. We answered one of your questions on the live. And then, yeah, we did confirm that the new email is working. So that's a plus for me here. And in case anyone missed it, there it is. Anyone need to get a hold of me, want to send videos, encounters, and we read your message out loud there, Chris. It was an interesting one, so I can't wait to hear about it. Hopefully, you get a copy of, I guess, what is it, a report, or maybe you're going to talk to your friend and see if they give you some feedback on their encounter. And Chris was sharing because the night before last, I think it was, we were touching on the video. The live stream is called Strange Angeles National Forest. And Chris lived in the area up in the mountains there for over 20 years. So he's got some stuff to share. And that's the message we're talking about. And hopefully we get some feedback on that. I'm super excited. And for anyone, we got the Discord as well, another way to link up. I saw someone in Heidi's chat mentioning, I think it was Kentucky Bigfoot, mentioning that he likes Discord, so there's that option as well. What's everyone up to tonight? Any major plans? Anyone fixing some good dinner? Let me know. I'll come over. We're still going to be working on getting these links clickable. I think I might have to make some adjustments on my end here, obviously. And I think through the software, so we'll figure that out. There goes the Catalina cam. Let's see what's popping at up on the mountain. Oh, that ain't it. It's LAX there. Anybody else stepping in here? 66 degrees and cloudy right now in orange. And that is Texas. I'm guessing there. Or, oh, Alabama. Aha. I had no idea Alabama had beaches. Roger had some White Castle, right on burgers. Roger got the munchies. And what about Star Forts? Yeah, we got into forts last night. We showed a fort last night. So we were exploring the historic town or city of Pelourinho. It's a town, and I guess you could say, or part of the city of Salvador. historic town. And yeah, they got a trippy elevator that was one of the first elevators they said built in the late 1800s. We talked about the two levels of the city. There's a fort right off the coast there, and a bunch of churches, a bunch of old world buildings. And we were checking that out through the map as well, which was cool. Got a 2D and 3D view, and we got Diesel here checking up on teepees as he should be. Oh, he's putting up some. See, Diesel got artillery. He's pulling up old videos we haven't seen yet. You got it like that, Diesel. He's got content for days. I know people like that. I know one guy who hasn't posted much, and he's got all types of stuff. And this guy goes. He's been up to Alaska, Canada, all over different states here, California. I don't know what he's waiting for, but hopefully he gets some of that content up. And I've done some recording with him. We'll see if that ever gets released. John, John. Ah, yeah. Earlier I was watching. I got to check out because I became a member of my lunch breaks channel, so I get to check out the videos ahead of time. It's a good one. They just dropped it today, and yeah, started getting into a lot of the stuff we've been talking about, the underground tunnels, hills being like pyramids or other things and stuff like that. Stuff all we've been touching on lately, which is super cool. And there's Gerald. Salute to Gerald as well. So yeah, y'all go check out Diesel. You know, you could post your, if that video is available, you could post it in the chat. Don't forget that. Heck, blast your channel on there. You put emoji fingers to it too. Subscribe, follow, like, and share. Yeah. So yeah, tonight I went as usual. I'm sure y'all went down some rabbit holes today, and I'd like to hear about it. But I went down a few. Let's see. Hopefully we will. Yeah. Before we forget, I'm gonna be BMR Bigfoot Michigan. Rob gave me the invite tonight. I guess he's gonna be hanging out, streaming with a few other people. He's like, "Hey, why don't you come on over and hang out?" So I said, "Yes." So hopefully we get there on time. Uh, I'll be closing shop and then heading to the crib, to the pad, and I'll set up and hopefully I'll be hanging with them over there. I have no idea what we're gonna be talking about, but it's all good. There's Mount Wilson, and this morning, actually, I on my way over here, right by the house, I could see Mount Wilson, and then the towers. I gotta get a little video and show you all the view from down the block. And there's still a little snow dusted on the tops. I'm sure by tomorrow it'll be gone, but there's another cap behind it. I'm not sure what mountain that is behind it, but it's got a little snow cap on there. And so it's always nice to see that. My brother probably gets a better view from his house when I was staying there. There was several times where snow would be up on those mountains, and it's like, oh yeah, you could see snow from LA. We act like we never been around snow sometimes. There's condensed. Hey man, it was good to see you on Heidi's blast your channel here, man. You got music and stuff. What's going on? Share some links. How do we listen to your stuff? I was lurking over at Heidi's live. So I was really hanging out with y'all there in spirit. And there's party animal Georgian keeping the party going as usual. Hope you're well, Georgian. Good to see you here, man. And that is the view from the mountains. It'll be it'll be lit up in a little bit. See some of that from out here till the sun's setting. Yeah, there's a few things. What? Man, it was wild last night. There's some pew pewings. Uh, some of them didn't make it. So active night last night. We'll see what tonight brings. And then tonight, there's also next door at the asylum, 8 o'clock. So we figured out the time. 8 o'clock, there's gonna be break dancers next door, y'all. Yep. They're gonna be pop locking, doing some floor work, and I'm sure some head spinning and more. So if you're in the LA area, come check us out. 3925 East Olympic Boulevard. Boulevard. Yeah, yeah. Um, and I tripped up there because I'm actually giving the address to the shop, but the asylum is right next to the shop. Can't miss it. You'll see Butcher's mural out there. Um, and I'm not sure to what time that's going on till, but seems like quite a while. So come slide through and show us some of your breakdance moves. There goes Diesel. Right on, Diesel. Yeah, so I pay attention to local news, of course, obviously. Uh what else? And yeah, even international news, whatever comes my way. And so I always keep in touch with what's going on up in Oregon. Keep my ear to the woods up there. And I'm not sure if anyone, here we cover missing persons cases, especially the strange ones. Um, and there's been a few live streams that we done on those topics as well. So peep those out if you're into that. I know a lot of you are, and so hopefully you are up to speed to what we've been conversing about here. We've been touching on some places here in California, Mendocino County. We did recently. And again, we've done the Angeles National Forest. There's some missing person cases out of there. Some current ones with still no updates. And yeah, scary stuff always. Even if it's not the strange and bizarre, I think when that happens, if it's not purposely that you want to go missing, I think it's just I think it's weird. Yeah, we've been checking the Earth cams also. There's San Pedro. We were talking about the bridge briefly last night, and I didn't finish. I don't think I finished talking about uh, this guy over on Instagram who does a lot of historical stuff on YouTube. He's big time. Yeah, we showed he recently had his house broken into, and he was explaining the bridge. And yeah, the bridge has been getting my attention lately. Several other some other spots where I heard the bridge being named, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm getting it's like the bridge is calling me. So here we are at the port, and so yeah, today I was touching on some trying to follow up on some missing persons cases that we touched on, some out of Humboldt County. There was an older man in his 80s. Also, because right here in the Angeles Forest, we got another 80-year-old case, an 80-year-old man case. And this is another one up north. Still no word on that. And the night we were talking about his case, there were other cases that came up. Even the Mendocino night when we were touching on those cases, I kept referring back to certain cases up in the Humboldt area, and then also mentioning that we were going to do like a night touching on cases along the Eel River, which is a river that snakes through Humboldt there. And yeah, not far you got Murder Mountain, and just a whole lot of other stuff going on. And I don't know, dude, I haven't been there. I have been there, but haven't spent time there, so I don't know what the scene is like these days up there. But maybe Chris could tell us. He's in Tuna Town, and the last time I went, a lot of businesses had closed. Things seemed a little calmer, and which sucks for the businesses. And so we could use your bucks up there, y'all. I always recommend heading up that way, especially if you're into Bigfoot. There's other things Humboldt has to offer: beautiful redwoods, other types of trees. You know, uh, yeah, a whole lot. When crab season's around, hey. And someone in a chat, who was it in? I think it might have been Bigfoot Society's chat on YouTube. Someone mentioning that they were headed up to the Patterson Gimlin film site, and oh no, that was over. Yeah, it might have been there. Where was that? No, CWS, Camping with Sasquatch. Over on his, he had a panel with a couple people that were talking Bigfoot experiences, and it was over on his stream. And so yeah, told him to check out the museum. Museum was unfortunately closed. He was in Willow Creek at the moment, actually texting us from Willow Creek, having a bite to eat before they were heading up to the site. He was saying, and I'm like, oh, you're lucky to be in the area. But yeah, not lucky enough to catch the Willow Creek Museum and Chris over there. I was like, go over to uh, the museum and ask for Eric. Who do I mean, Chris? Yeah, Eric. But yeah, I mentioned that the museum is closed. And again, if you're in the area or planning to go to the area and do want to hit the museum, make sure you check the schedule there. And girl there, congratulating, or yeah, congratulating Condensed. Yeah, he had a cool background there too, Condensed. What's up, Twisted? And so yeah, no updates on the older man from Southern Humboldt missing out of the Whale Gulch area, which it's not good news, especially as different types of weather gets into the area, and more time goes by. It's just not good. But we'll keep an ear out for all that. Any updates, I'll be sure to let you all know. But then, yeah, we've been looking at the Bigfoot maps, and I've been looking at a whole lot of maps. Carol's been looking at a lot of these old maps. So a lot of map viewing going on around here. And yeah, so always looking up into the Oregon area, seeing what's going on back home. And there's a case, I don't know if anyone's heard or keeps up on stuff like this. And I haven't heard Politis touch on it. Maybe he has. I have a few videos to catch up over on his channel. And Let's see. There's a report. So last weekend, and this is going to be sad, y'all. So a heads up if you're sensitive. Last weekend, there's a little boy that went missing out of the Siletz area of Oregon, Lincoln County, I believe. And as you can see here, search for 2-year-old Siletz boy will focus on the river now. So yeah, they started diving into the case, and Oregon has several of young small boys that have gone missing and stuff like that up in the Crater Lake area and other places that are, I think, do make the strange list. And so yeah, when I heard this, I was like, oh, not good. Hearing this coming out of Oregon. And we know a lot of Oregon is could be rough country. And they did mention a river there, so there is a river. It says the search for a 2-year-old Siletz boy who disappeared Saturday, March 1st, will now focus on the Siletz River, the Lincoln County Sheriff Office said Tuesday. So it's been about a week, solid week. And it says the 2-year-old Siletz boy who went missing Saturday while playing in his parents' front yard. And then it's interesting, they're saying front in this article. I've been hearing in the backyard, and I did see some pictures, I believe, the actual backyard. And in the backyard, they had the Siletz River going through the backyard. So, um, yeah, scary stuff when you got a water source like that very nearby, and you got kids or even animals, even oneself. You got to be really careful. I have some friends up in like Trinity County that their uh, their property front is right in front of the river. You could go down on their property and fish into the river there. It's amazing. We've done it, and yeah, there's times where that those rivers get raging. So, and let's see, the sheriff office will now focus the majority of its resources searching for Dane Paulson on the Siletz River, including the water itself and the riverbank. Sheriff's official said to a press event at the Elk Lodge campground across the river from the family property. So they have an Elks Lodge campground across the river there, which is interesting. And I've seen some video footage also of the area where they say he thought they thought that he went missing from. And I've heard also that they've seen impressions, like foot impressions, leading up to like the bank of the river, and that's where he was, I guess, last seen. So I don't know if they saw him last at the edge of the river. Is what I've been kind of hearing out there. Is what it seems like. And so yeah, super sad. And then it says, so far, evidence available indicates Dane was at the river's edge before his disappearance. Lincoln County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Jason Spano said, citing some impressions they found. The ground search will continue, he added. But I heard the ground search they stopped. Minutes before he spoke, a scuba diver was in the Siletz River between the family's property and the campground as the sheriff office boat floated downstream and a drone hovered overhead. Anybody hear of this case? Anyone been watching this? What's up, Magneticus? Yikes. And then I pulled another, let's see, we got another little something on the little boy there. So again, it's been about a week, and let's see, that's too small for me to read. Give me a second. We got a customer. Or not. Psych. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Search efforts for 2-year-old Dane Paulson, who went missing near the Siletz River in Siletz, Oregon, continue as of Saturday, March 8th, 2025. The focus of the search has shifted to the river where evidence suggests the toddler was last seen at the river's edge. Um, let's see. So search efforts there, talks on the search efforts, and then recent developments. Evidence authorities have stated that evidence points to the river's edge as the last known location of Dane Paulson. Ongoing efforts, search remains active with a continued focus on the river and surrounding areas. There's a timeline there. It says Saturday, February 28, 2025, Dane Paulson was reported missing at approximately 4:25 p.m. after being last seen playing in his front yard. Then search and rescue teams began methodical searches. That's on March 1st of the area north of Siletz near the Siletz River. And then Tuesday, on the 4th, the search expanded and the focus shifted to the river. Authorities confirmed the river's edge as the last known location of the toddler. The search for Dane Paulson is currently developing, and authorities are urging the public to continue supporting the efforts and to report any relevant information. And let's see here. Now we're getting some traffic up in here. Let's see. So yeah, I thought it was, I don't know. Of course, it seems kind of obvious the river being there, impressions leading to the river. And we've been talking about that a lot with these missing person cases and the strange ones, as well as bodies of water being uh, a theme, I guess you could say, in a lot of the cases. Um, and they said the river was raging pretty good at that time, and since then it's calmed down. But yeah, give me 1 second. All right, handled that really quick. Yeah, we got a lot of people up in the shop right now. Just a heads up, y'all. Um, yeah. So any thoughts on this case? What's up, Jessica? We got Joe Monk up in here too. What up, Monk? Salute. Yeah, so we'll be keeping an eye on this case. Just a heads up for our people out there that follow this type of things. And also, peace, bro. Yeah, the homie right there. Uh, and so all this kind of came across my way looking into things in Oregon. And hopefully, we'll keep prayers out and sending good vibes up that way. Although it doesn't sound and look good. And yeah, I have questions. Of course, I think yeah, there was, what was it? The boy seems of a mixed race, possibly native, maybe some native blood in there. And I did see what looked like a native woman actually speaking on the situation. So I don't know if there's maybe tribal lands around this area there of what is it, Siletz? Not familiar with that part of Oregon, but Lincoln County is actually like a county on the coast there, heading north. So you do have actually quite a bit of water in that area. Um, let's see here. I think I did pull a map. Let's see where you at. Mm, here we go. So there's Lincoln County, and I started off at the coast trying to figure out where the. I pulled up a few other maps of the area, but they weren't quite like this map here. So I started at the coast there. There's Lincoln City, and of course, being on the coast, I always, we've been talking about the coast even here in Southern California quite a bit. And even the other night, another thing that just popped out, just starting here, I started zooming in, trying to figure out where it might be because I mentioned I seen a bridge on a newsreel, so I was like, all right, the area has a bridge in it, so if I could find on the map and see where this bridge is at, maybe we could check it out here on the map. But I had trouble with that. But off the bat, even the other night, we did a show, a live stream show covering places with the word devil in it. And I'm not saying any of this has to do with this case at all. I'm just pointing out some things that I noticed while looking into this that reminded me of some stuff that we were recently talking about. So we did a night on uh, Bigfoot and how there's many different names with the word devil in it that they give these creatures or beings. Creek devil, mountain devil, what, ridge devil. You could name, pick your region and they got a name for it. Boogers, wood booger, I think is along those lines. Boogeyman. But anyway, there's a huge devil's lake here. It's like, oh, interesting. It's like I came across that there, and over here there's another bay. There's a bay actually, not another bay. Let's see, where are you at? Oh, right over here. Seems like Siletz Bay Park. There's the mouth of the Siletz River there. Whoops. And there's the Siletz Bay there. So you got a big old large body of water there. And then, of course, the Pacific Ocean. And so, yeah, they're focusing on the river. And so that's going to be our river right here, I think. Let's see. Nope. Where is the Siletz River? So we found the mouth. Follow the mouth. Here we go. All through here. And give me a second. Let's see. Got more people coming in here. Are y'all together? No? All right. And bros juggling over there. So here's the river. And so I was just kind of following it. And I did run into one big bridge, but I think it's like it snakes quite a bit. And so I have really no idea where it happened, but I've been trying to look. Like I said, I did find one bridge, but I don't think it's could be. I don't think it was though, because this particular bridge I found was it's like made for trains and stuff. And so here's the town of Siletz. There's a city hall. We'll have to check that. I'd like to check that city hall out. But so I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's somewhere near the town of Siletz. And right here, there's a look. There's a bridge there. So this might be it. It's an overpass. I mean, I guess you could say a bridge. Yeah, it goes over the river. So this might be it here. I'm not sure. And here's the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians. You see, so that's why I was curious about if there's tribal lands around here. I'd be interested in that. And again, it's been about a week. Hopefully he's found, and hopefully he's found safe. See, so let's tribal housing over here. So maybe someone will take a look. I'll be looking deeper into this. Maybe someone out there will take a look and maybe bring some feedback to us. And of course, Oregon, a bunch of, greenery everywhere. And also another case that popped up while looking into this was it's a throwback case, and it's out of Oregon as well. I'm sure maybe some of you have seen this because it seems like it's making national news, and it was of a family of 5. Let's see if I could pull that up here. Actually, before that, I got a picture to share there. That's Devil's Lake. But it was a family of 5, and I believe it was in the late 50s and along the Columbia River Gorge. And they were out getting stuff for Christmas and never made it back. And there's been updates on that case. And we'll take a quick look here. Where'd you go? Here we go. And it's the Martin family. So 1958 disappearance shocked Oregon. 67 years later, authorities announce breaking the case. And this is the Oregonian. They got an old reward flyer there. $1,000. And yeah, so I've been seeing quite a few outlets touching on this case here. And I believe they pulled out the car. Was it yesterday? I believe they did that already. And where am I? Believe I got another article on that. Let's see. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? So I was like, all right, here's another river incident, possible river incident, because we don't know about the first one. And it got me going. So I'm like, Oregon river cases missing. Some being found. Here we go. Yeah, it says on March 7th, 2025, a car believed to be the vehicle of the Martin family was recovered from the Columbia River near Cascade Locks. The car of 1954 cream and red colored Ford Country Squire station wagon was found by independent diver Archer Mayo, who had been searching for it for 7 years. Wow. The Martin family disappeared on December 7th, 1958, during a day trip to gather Christmas greenery in the Columbia River Gorge. The family consisted of Kenneth and Barbara Martin and their three daughters, Barbara Virginia and Suzanne. 5 months after the disappearance, the body of two of the Martin daughters, Virginia and Suzanne, were discovered in the Columbia River, roughly 30 miles apart. The whereabouts of Kenneth, Barbara, and their eldest daughter, Barbie, remained undetermined until the recent discovery of the car. And it goes on there. And so, yeah, we'll hear. Well, I guess we'll be hearing to see if they find anything in there. Did hear that they found obviously a bunch of rocks and debris up in there, but they didn't mention anything about any remains. And yeah, real unfortunate there. And there's been quite a few cases like that lately that I heard. Another one, I want to say towards the East Coast somewhere, where a lady had been missing for a long time. And they finally pulled a car out of some water source near there, and she was not far from home and in that body source. So what up, salute to Jeremiah there. And Jeremiah, earlier I was over on your premiere, and was it Barb Hartman that was being interviewed? It sounded so much like her, and I was like, is this Barb? It's got to be Barb. It was the Puget Sound, I believe, Puget Sound episode premiered earlier today. And so I was over there, and thanks to Jeremiah, I'm a moderator. He trusts me. Gave me a wrench over on his channel there. So salute to Jeremiah. Yep, check him out, yo. Post your link, Jeremiah. Everyone probably follows Bigfoot Society. You big time now, bro. Oh yeah, on all platforms. And then also I was tripping out because I thought Barb is on right now with Paranormal Paul. So Barb out there doing the rounds. Get it, Barb. Salute to Barb. That's my older sister's name. And there's El Indio Loco, Jared. What's up, Vato? So yeah, two cases out of Oregon there, and which had me going. I'm like rivers, missing people being found, and I've been keeping up on some cases out of Humboldt recently, and it kind of just threw me back to some older cases. And let's see if I could get this going here. And I did mention we're going to be doing a Eel River night. And actually, this is how it came about. So I was looking into these Oregon cases, and then one of my sources from Humboldt County and the Emerald Triangle is Redheaded Black Belt. She has her own website and shares a whole lot of stuff. So heads up here. Let's see. I'll give you the heads up in a minute when it really, and it won't show much, but still, some people, are sensitive. So yeah, seen this today. So this is Saturday, the 8th of March, 2025, 2:16 p.m. Kim Kemp. She's the one who runs Redheaded Black Belt. And as you can see here, a decomposed body was discovered on the Scotia side of the Eagle Prairie Bridge. Huh. And I was like, oh, another one. Because there have been, like I said, we're going to do a series on bodies being found along the Eel River. So this is not the first one. And even when I was living in the area, some of these things were happening. And there's some bizarre ones too. So we'll get that together here. So maybe we'll do it tomorrow night or something, or late tonight, because we're gonna be hanging with BMR, Bigfoot Michigan Rob, at 8 o'clock. So about an hour and a half. Gonna pack up and head on out here. But yeah, a decomposed body, and they did mention. Let's see, I'll do a little more reading here. And Scotia, Chris in chat, we're just mentioning he's up in Tuna Town. This is right up the way here. This is his backyard. And I remember a buddy of mine who actually got some property along this area here where the river goes. He had a dog. We help him put together his Dahlia farm. Yeah, a Dahlia farm in Humboldt, for real. I'm serious. Really serious. It was super cool to be part of that. And yeah, his property was along the river there, and he was mentioning about getting some pieces of real massive. I think they were stumps, like redwood stumps, big pieces of redwood. And he was mentioning that if that stuff drifts onto your side of the property, you have rights to take it. So yeah, he was really interested in that. Old friend Doug, actually seen him a few years back up in McKinleyville. Hope he's doing well. Let's see, Rio Del, and that's where Auntie lived, in Rio Del, before she moved to Indonesia. She's out there with the little people now. Rio Del police were at the scene, standing by with the person who originally reported finding the body, with the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office on their way, and expected to take over the investigation, as the area is their jurisdiction. The area is known to have large homeless encampments nearby. Yeah. Yeah, we do get those around the area, even down in Garberville. And actually, we're going to touch on a case really quick that'll be part of that Eel River series. That's also a recent update from a throwback 2017 case. And I was up in that area when this happened, and we'll touch on that. So yeah, homeless in the area. Could it be homeless? Who knows? That Fenty got people dropping like flies. It's crazy. Got people turning into non, how do we say it?
Non-humans.
Yikes. So you could check this. Look, there's video here as well. And I actually I guess we'll go ahead and play it from here. I had the video pulled up also. So heads up here. I don't think you see much. There's some pictures. And actually, on the other side of the river, you could drive down, and it's like the beach there. People hang out, and there's a green bridge up here that you drive over, which is Highway 101. And yeah, let's see, what do I got to tell about there? Also, yeah, it's an old bridge. I guess that the train, I don't know, there's two bridges, I think I want to say, in that area. One they don't use anymore, that the train used to go through, and one for Highway 101 traffic. And they recently reeled out, I know a few years back when we were out that way, had made some upgrades to the bridge, painting, and I think some other upgrades. Always check out the comments. I don't see it. Oh, there's a few here, maybe. No. Comments are always interesting on these articles with these cases. And let's see. Let's go ahead and play this video. It's a short one, so I could probably leave the volume on too, but rewind. And again, these are my Bigfoot areas, all along the Eel River. Avenue of the Giants goes by there. There's the bridge. And so a lot of the bodies end up, it's not unusual, but it makes me wonder what's going on here, because there's been other things that have happened. And really quick, we'll 6:30. we'll pull some things up that'll keep the rabbit hole going here, and hope everyone's having a good night. Not tapping into chat too much. Keeping focused on this as much as possible, or else I'll really be all over the place. What y'all sipping on? I got some coconut water here. Yeah, man. Too bad it's in a box. Only dead things are in boxes, right? So Rastaman says, need a real coconut. All right, let's see here. Law enforcement location of, yeah, that's that. Okay, so it leads me to this situation. You know, we've talked about the whole Murder Mountain thing. If you're not familiar, we've been going in on that. We're going to continue to go in on stuff like that because there's been also some recent cases from up the hill where we were at, where Murder Mountain is. But if you're not familiar with the Humboldt missing 5 super sad cases out of Humboldt County, and some may have ties to a prolific serial killer in the area. Someone in chat had touched on it the other night when we were mentioning all this. And so if you get into these cases here, I'm not going to get into it all now because this will be also part of the Eel River segment I want to do. Let's see here. Whoops. Darn it. Wanted to kind of show this map really quick. Here we go. So it's about 5 cases of 5 women, and all in the county of Humboldt. And there's just some interesting connections between certain people and the ladies. And 3 of them are still missing. 2 have been found, or parts of them. And it's interesting, and it's these 2 right here, Danielle and Shayla. And yeah, you know, and people talk up there. You know, there's information that I've come across and names and things, and if you do digging, you'll find out. But and I'm not saying that that's any of that is true. It's just stuff that is out there. And then really quick, so to touch on those 2 ladies that were found, there's this article that I found, super sad, but it's touching on those 2 ladies' cases, and then this is from one of like my childhood friend's disappearance. So you get to hear from one of her friends, and there's information on both of them here, and actually on, where is it? Here's this article: California Dreamin' and Murder Mountain. And then the disappearances there. And then here, March 9th, eventually 2015, Danielle's skull is recovered. And I'll just do some brief reading here. On March 9th, 2015, a little over a year after Danielle went missing, an ATV rider spotted a human skull while cutting a new path along the Eel River, very close to its intersection with small tributary called Howe Creek, just south of Fortuna. It gets into the Eel River there. And let's see. Whoops. Let's see if we can get. All right. And then, so see here, there's a connection between the 2 girls here. And that gets into that. And there's just some other cases that are, you know, along the Eel River and within that area where this recent body is found. So that's why I'm bringing all this up. You know, is there a connection between all that? No, I don't know. I'm not sure. And I wanted to, here we go. So 2019, Shayla's femur recovered. So that's the other lady. And Shayla's femur was discovered on a location close to Danielle's skull in 2019. Though Shayla and Danielle are no longer missing, it's not clear what exactly happened to them. And those are only two parts of both of their remains to be found. The last public update in this case was June 20 of 2019 to announce that Shayla Franks was no longer missing. So, and then there's another case that goes from about a year back. We touched on it recently, and it's out of the Avenue of the Giants there, very close to the Eel River again. And they retouched on this case because it was exactly a year to the date. It was on Christmas. It was either Christmas or New Year's Day that she went missing. And so a year later, they were touching on the case again. And this is just a little south from this area, too. There hasn't been any updates on her case. And they had CCTV footage of her along the Avenue of the Giants there. So it reminds me of that. And yeah, you know, some creepy, strange stuff going on there. And then also, let's see, do we have something else related? Yes, we got one other one a little further south along the Eel River again. And this area, I want to say, is near the town of Garberville, Redway. And I don't know exactly where they found. So there was this guy that was missing in 2017. I was talking about, and his remains were recently, or parts of his remains were recently found uh, along the Eel River, also. So a little further south of there, and there is. Let's see, and this is where I'll give a heads up in case I do. Let's see. All right, let's see. All right, this is it right here. So a heads up. So is this guy that was missing and actually have, let me show you. I'll show you here in a second. I take pictures of, and I've done videos of flyers when they're missing and stuff like that, especially up there. Um, and so when I was living in the area, I took a picture because it was a local guy that was missing, and I was like, all right, I'll keep and I'm sure I've probably seen him around, his face does look very familiar, but I didn't know the dude. And he went missing out of the Murder Mountain area, and then recently found, and that was 2017. Recently, they found some of his remains along the Eel River there too. So, and then here you could read, let's see, update photos of your discretion is advised. Search for human remains in Eel River underway after swimmer discovers what appears to be human tibia. So we're going to take a look here. So a heads up. And the article is pretty long. So just if you're interested, again, check it out. And hopefully we don't get in trouble here. But there is the tibia. And I'm morbid. I like to see things. I'm always interested in what things looked like, how it looked, where it was, and yeah. Let's see if we could pull up a picture of the guy. Yeah, unfortunate. And then there's also his friend, a lady friend, I guess, of his, also went in and I guess maybe wrote an article. Oh no, she found the remains, so which is interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think I pulled that one up. Yeah, I don't think I pulled that one up, but anyway, we'll be bringing all this back up. Just had the feeling of touching base on it now, so I remember. And really quick, I could show you right quick because I know I had pulled up a picture of the flyer that I had saved from way back then. So that's him. And yeah, just a weird, it's a weird feeling, man, to think, like and I remember throughout the years wondering like where could this guy be? And yeah, North Knack, appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. So a little something, little touching base with you all here Saturday from the shop. We're gonna get ready here to wrap it up and transfer over to the pad, set up, hang out with the BMR. If y'all want to come hang out with us, I'm sure we're gonna be having some laughs and talking all types of strange stuff. So check out Bigfoot Michigan Rob. And you all have a good rest of your evening. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Hopefully that was informative, educational, and all that. Anyway, yeah, we'll be diving into that. Y'all give me some feedback. I know some of you are detectives out there, so I'd love to hear back from y'all. Here we go. Peace out, y'all.